Hey guys, this is Hamon, and welcome back to Bytesize, the show where I review games that I take an interest in. They don't have to be old, they don't have to be new, they just have to be something I'm interested in. And today we're changing up the formula a bit. Rather than talking about the 3 points in the games that I'm going to talk about, I'm just going to tell you about what I experienced through those points. So, the games I'm covering are all free to play, so if you want to check them out, you can, as I'm talking about it in this video. The games in question are Goose Goose Duck, Muck, and Super Animal Royale. Again, all free to play, so check them out if you want to after or during the video. But I'm going to start with them in a reverse order, so we're going to start off with Super Animal Royale. It is a Battle Royale game, which is surprising to me because I'm going to say that I actually like this. The reason for that, though, is because in terms of graphics, it is a top-down shooter-like thing. So I don't necessarily have to rely on, say, a rifle and be camping, even though the map is going to be shrinking type of situation. Like, you have to rely on visibility as well as your dodging and all that to potentially make it to the top 5, which is usually my goal. I don't necessarily try to make it to be the top person, but I just try to make it pretty far. And I do, for the most part, because like most Battle Royales, the whole thing is that you're on an island collecting armor, weapons, all that stuff, and trying to survive until the very end where you can just fight whoever's left and try to get to the top spot. And I actually won one at least, but most times I get at least to the top 10, top 5, so it's not that bad. And again, it's free to play, so you can check it out if you want. I would recommend, though, that if you want to really get into it, I would probably do solo. That way you can develop your own style and all that. Like, depending on what weapon you want to use or where you like to land and all that. You know, like based on where the drop-off thing is going. And with that said, we'll just move on to Muck. Muck is a crafting survival version of Risk of Rain, as to best put it, because it is in early access, so there's not really much to it right now. So that's the best way to describe it currently, because there's no story. You're just dropped off into a world and you're trying to survive by crafting weapons, armor, and all that, as well as food, because you need to eat in order to be able to sprint and all that with your stamina. And despite how it looks, being that it's 3D but also simplistic, it actually reminds me of, say, Tabs, which is Totally Accurate Battle Simulator, or Totally Accurate Battlegrounds, or any other game that company made. It is a good game. Again, it has elements from Risk of Rain, which is as you defeat enemies, you get gold. And with that gold, you can actually open up chests, which unlock power-ups that you can use and build up to make yourself practically, I hate to say it, godlike. But being it's in first draft type of situation, like early access, it is not necessarily complete, so there's not really an end game right now. You're basically just trying to survive, and still you're gonna probably die at some point to end it all, or you're just gonna quit. But it's also a good game. Graphically, it's fine. I mean, you can at least tell everything apart, and it's going for that similar style as Tabs and all that. As I say, I don't know if it's made by the same people, but it looks like that. And the gameplay aspect, I enjoy, even though there are times where it frustrates me because of how the enemies are. And I would definitely say check it out. It is, again, free, so check it out as I'm talking about this. So lastly, we'll go into the last one, which is Goose Goose Duck. I am not going to lie. It is a clone of Among Us, and therefore it is a very accurate clone. Like, you have Goose, which are the crewmates, and you're trying to find the imposters, which are ducks. And the ducks are trying to kill the goose. The difference is that this has a bunch of stuff that people are currently just modding into Among Us. That is to say, the roles, the different game modes. I mean, yeah, they have cosmetic stuff, but there's also, it being that it's a free-to-play game, there is a micro store to get this very special stuff immediately type of situation, but you don't have to. Because as you play each game, depending on how long the game goes and how well you do, you can get the currency just like that. And so you can get pets that can increase the currency and all that. So you have options of how to get the stuff. Appearance-wise, it is nice. Hey guys, this is editing Hamon, and I made a mistake in this part that I was saying that for some reason I thought that the game had this whole thing where the map was randomly generated and had this whole different look to it. Turns out that there's actually multiple maps, and one was called Black Swan, I think, so I messed up in there in the recording and thought it was randomly generated. So, sorry about that. Let me correct it by saying that the maps that they have are very nicely done. They're developing more, and I can't wait to see them. So, anyway, back to the video. Gameplay-wise, again, it's Among Us, so look for the duck, cast them out with a vote before the ducks kill you. The difference is there is roles in this, such as the sheriff role, which if you don't know, if they kill someone and it's not a duck, they kill themselves. There's also the lover's role, which is that two players are matched up. If one dies, the other dies. That kind of thing. And the funny thing is, it can actually be that if the duck and the goose are matched up, the duck will likely try to protect the goose to make sure that they win, because let's be real, they don't want to die. They don't want to be clutch. And there's a bunch of other rules, some for the ducks, a lot for the goose, of course. And I think they'll be adding more as the time goes on. I only played the standard version, but they also have hide and seek and another mode that I forget at this point, but it's interesting to say the least. And all of this is free to play, like the last two. So if you want to check it out, I would highly recommend it. And with that said, I'm going to end this. Again, all three of these games are free to play. You can find them on Steam. I'm not sure if you can find them anywhere else at this time, but if you want to check them out, go on Steam. They are, again, free to play. Download and check it out yourself. If you like it, hey, I'm happy for it. If you don't, that's fine. It's not like I made you spend money this time. So if you want, leave a comment to say if you enjoyed or disagree with what I said, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye!